Okay.
Okay, um, so do you see where it says Zoom? Is it all good? Let's see. Okay, so do you see the app?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Also, uh, I do have a QR code, so if there's anyone that doesn't have the app, they can take a photo of that QR code.
Mhm.
Did I leave that up long enough?
Well, we just took 10 minutes to get it ready, but
Okay,
I think everybody's on the same screen, like on a hand cell phone, the bottom section is buyer seller calculator premium, right? If I
right. So
press
all of
premium,
this is at the
yeah,
bottom in the app.
okay.
Yep. And you can also do it on the website. So you can go to fidelityagent.com
Mhm.
and sign in there the same that you would sign in on the website.
Okay.
So the first thing I want to talk about, I mentioned this last time, if you click on the little arrow by your name, um, and on the app it might be different. So if you do want to change your language, you can click on that and you can change your default language. So if you have, like a Korean um, buyer, you can change that to Korean. And I think we looked at that last time and it's pretty close, but you would just do that right here.
Okay.
Okay. So, and there was just a Tom Ferry webinar. Did anyone get that information and go to that?
Uh, no.
Okay. Once we get the replay of that, I will send it to you.
Okay.
So it's more, he talks about a lot of things, but then Jeremy, who's the owner of or the head of Fidelity Agent One, some of the new calculators, but I'll try to cover most of that. But
Mhm.
it was a very good webinar. So it's definitely to help people build their business. So the first thing we're going to do on buyer is add an address. And I'll just pick this one. And then we're going to pick the loan type. So, well, we'll get a pop-up for home link, which is the taxes. So it'll tell us the estimated property tax. We'll say yes. For some reason, I'm getting feedback, but I'll just work through it. And then you can click the loan type. So we've got all the various loan types here. If you do choose FHA, it will tell you that the max that they can pay is 472.
Mhm.
So it will auto populate that. So if you have someone doing FHA, but the house is more than that, you can let them know that they're going to have to bring the rest of that in cash.
Mhm.
We're going to go ahead and do conventional. And then I'll do a home price of 500,000. And this is where you can change your down payment to either a percentage or a dollar amount. We're going to cent. And then it calculates the interest rate based on the current interest rate. So, if your client has already been with a lender, which they should have been, if their interest rate is different, you can just change it right here. And then any of their terms. Miscellaneous, that's anything that has a little gear, you can change it. So this would be where your buyers have additional closing costs. So there are some options when you click on that down arrow, like perhaps the seller is not going to pay the home warranty, but they want it. you can put home warranty in there, and you can put a dollar amount. And then you can also add additional fields. So like, let's say the buyer's going to pay for the survey. We're going to put dollar amount, and we'll do 585. And then this section would subtract from the buyer's closing costs would be if there's anything that's going back to the buyer, like you're doing a rebate of some kind, you can put that in here. I'm just going to say done. Now, I'm sure you guys have all heard about the or the insurance crisis. The first thing I would have them do is check with their insurance company and get that going. This 0.68 might be a little low depending what they're, you know, what they're quoted. So you also can change this if you have an insurance person that you use frequently. You can ask them what's the base, you know, what's a percentage that works. This is a national average. So it did put in the taxes. If we have an HOA, we're going to say the HOA is 125. And then you're going to want to pick your closing date. So we'll go ahead and do a month out. That way you can tell if it's a Sunday or not a day that you can close anyway. And then we're going to click compute, and it will say, it'll pop up with the recorded taxes and then the estimated new taxes because of the price difference.
Okay.
And I believe it also takes off any exemptions. So we want to do the estimated property tax. And then you click compute, and it will come up with what their monthly payment will be. And people I talk to say this is really close, like it's within about $25 and almost right on. And then it also has what they're going to have to bring to close. So you can also look at detailed closing costs. And that will have the breakdown of 14 months of insurance, 3 months of taxes, 15 days of interest, the escrow fees, things like that. So we have that. And then on your phone, if you have a client who, you know, the home price is at 500,000, but they're wondering about, you know, maybe we should offer a little more or a little less, you can shake your phone and it will bring up like a wheel with different prices. I'm going to go ahead and click the little edit button here. And we can change this if we want to what their monthly what they need their monthly payment to be. So let's say they don't want to go over 4,400. Let's see. Maybe this, there we go. So then that means they have to bring more to closing.
Okay.
In order to get that payment down. We also have a couple tabs, and some of these are hard to see on the app, like the little edit buttons are hard to see on the app. And these are a little hard to see, but when you click Smart Compare, it will show them different loans, like what would be right for you and what would be your payment amount. So at this loan, if you do 20% down, your payment's going to be $4,020, but you're going to bring more to closing. If you're doing a 15-year mortgage, then your payment's higher, but you're bringing less to closing. So it's a good thing to show people if they have options. And then we can go to loan detail. I'm sorry, go ahead.
You didn't show me last time, the smart
Right.
compare, yeah,
Yeah, so that's a pretty good one to show to your buyers
yeah.
if they're looking. You know, a lot of times we think, well, that's the lender's job, but in that easy tool, it's so easy to just show them.
Hmm.
So then you can click on loan details. It'll tell you what the home price is. And this one's stuck with our 4,400. Yeah, I guess it didn't. So it'll show their principal and interest and their total payments. It'll give the amortization schedule so they can see all of that at a glance.
Gonna go
And you,
double.
I'm sorry.
It's gonna go double, like $1 million something total payment.
Yeah, their interest is $616,000, but that's over 30 years, which anyone stays in their house for 30 years.
Mhm.
I'll show you another calculator that will show them what what their estimated what's the word I'm trying to think of? Uh, basically what their equity will be.
Thank you.
So it'll give them an estimate based on that.
Mhm.
Does anyone have any questions about the buyer?
Talking about um the property tax, governor signs about the Senate bill, like a huge tax cut, like property tax relief through the tax compression. Um, any update you can give me, like how it's gonna be property tax next couple of years?
It should help. Um, and I know that Josh was on a call with our division president, and I think he was going to try to pop in when he can. And they were talking about what that will do for, when you're closing, as far as estimating what the property taxes will be, because nothing has come out yet as far as what they will be.
Mhm,
But it should be a relief for some people.
mhm.
I have a question.
Sure.
Yeah. Can I choose a county?
Can you choose what?
County?
It will automatically choose the county when it puts the house in.
Okay, once you put that address, then the county will be chosen by the system.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Okay, I missed what is the icon for changing the monthly payment by shaking the phone? Where is the icon to click?
It's not an icon. When you're at this or at this estimate screen and you shake the phone, a
Mhm.
wheel will come up that will have like different increments. I don't think I can show it on, oh, this is what it
Yeah,
will
yeah,
come
I
out.
have that one.
So what it'll show is the increase in the payment or the decrease in the payment.
So I just click it?
You can just shake your phone.
Yeah. Okay.
And then if you want to change your increment, so it defaults to 10,000, but you can click on that gear and change the increments. So you can do, if you have a more expensive house, perhaps the difference will be 25,000. And you can, instead of showing the difference, you can show the monthly payments.
Mhm.
So if we do that, now it's showing what their monthly payment will be, not just the difference.
Okay.
And again, you can, anytime there's this icon here, you can share this with somebody. So if they want to go home and think about what they're going to offer, you can share it with them so they can look at the difference. Okay. Let's look at what our buyer options are. You can change some of these, advanced settings. I would say you probably don't need to change those. Let's get out of here. There we go. Now we'll pop over to the seller real quick. Basically the same thing. Put in an address. Loan, sales price. And then this is where you can change the broker fee. So if it's set at a certain percentage, if you do a dollar amount, you can change that. If you you can click on here and decide who's getting what. I'm just going to leave it at 6%. As you're looking through the house, when you go to their listing appointment, you might see that, oh, they're going to need to replace the carpet first. And you might put in an estimate for repairs ahead of time. And then again, also miscellaneous. This would be the same thing. So let's say they have to pay for a survey. Also, you can, same thing, subtract from the seller's closing costs if you're giving them a rebate of some kind. Also, you can do this on buyers if they're asking the seller for additional closing costs. That's where you would put this on the buyer side. It will calculate the property taxes based on the location. And then if they have a seller loan balance, that's good to know. We're going to put 235. And then it will, for some reason, calculate the date 1 month ahead. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And then we have that they will net 218,059. Let's say you have a seller who says, nope, I need to get 225. You can just click that little edit button and change this to 225. Whoops, I did 4. Okay, that's fine. We'll do 224. Compute it again. There we go. And that tells you that their sales price has to be $506,480.71.
Okay.
Yes. Did someone have a question?
No.
Okay.
No.
Now I want to show you at the top above that graphic is one of my favorites, which is holding costs. So I'm sure you've never had a seller who says, no, I want to put the house on the market for more and see if I can get more. This will show them that if they have the house on the market and they're, you know, let's say your comp show, it's only going to get 475, but they want to ask 500. It's going to cost them to hold it on the market for 90 days. It's going to cost them $7,584. If the house is vacant, then you can click edit expenses and you can add utilities in there and show them, you know, it might not be beneficial for you to hold on to the house. Plus, we're probably going to have to make price adjustments. So this is a great graphic to show them that it costs them to hold their house on the market. And then there's also the multiple offers tab. So if you have multiple offers, you can use that. Any questions on the seller?
No.
Okay. So next is calculators. And they put new calculators in here all the time. This one's not particularly new, the cell to net, but it's one that they've been talking about. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that one. And what you can do here, so you might have a seller who says, I have to get a certain amount of money. So we're going to tell them, so their goal is that they want to get 250,000.
Mhm.
There's the broker fee. There are the repairs. I'm gonna not put that in. Actually, yeah, that's the goal. And then seller loan balance, we're gonna say it's 230. Closing date, we're gonna compute that. So this is saying the seller price has to be 526 in
The
order for
seller's interest rate, you have to get from like a payoff statement, or how do you get that interest rate?
if you know the loan balance, yeah, you could put that in there. So yeah, you could get it from their payoff. A lot of times they know what their interest rate is, and you could put that in there.
Mhm.
So this is basically what we kind of did before on the seller net sheet, except it's kind of fast because you can just tell it how much they want to make.
Okay. We have to list it at 526 to get 250 net.
Correct. And then I know we have a lot of people who are on the fence about, oh, do I want to buy now? You can do the buy now or buy later calculator. So let's say the home price is 500,000. Down payment's going to be 10%. You can change the assumptions as well. So it's saying if you buy now, this is how much it's going to cost. And then we click on the appreciation tab. And it will say the estimated value of your house in 2 years is going to be 535,000. You can change this to 10 years. So their estimated future value, and this is based only on an appreciation of 3.5%, which is the national average over the last 30 years. Texas has been higher. So you can actually change this to be, more in line with Texas. So you could change your appreciation rate to 6%. And that'll show that their estimated future value is 874,000. This is also what I was talking about, Sean, with like how much it costs for 30 years. So the loan will cost them one million something, but their estimated future value is 2,675,000. Do you see that you could maybe use this for people?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, so this is the buy now or buy later calculator. And then there's also the refi tab. So you can click on that and play with it. I still have it stuck on 30 years, so probably want to change that to 5. But you can just play with this all you want to get information that your buyer wants. Like, how much will my house be worth? As we all know, we don't have crystal balls. We don't know what's going to happen. So we go with an average. And we can do the average of 10 years or whatever average you want to do. And then there's also the buy down calculator. I know a lot of sellers are offering a 2-1 buy down to help people with the interest rate. So you can use this calculator. And you can do a 2-1 buy down, a permanent buy down, a 3-2-1 buy down. We're gonna go ahead with a 2-1 buy down. So it will cost the seller $10,548 for the buyer. So sometimes this is good to show the seller, hey, let's not reduce the price. Let's offer a buy down. And that might give buyers more, so like this is showing if they offer a 2-1 buy down, their monthly payment was $4,400. So it buys it down for 2 points for the first year. So their payment would only be $3,819. And then 1 point for the second year. So that's what their payment would be. And then on the third year, their payment would be back to what it was supposed to be. But they could possibly refinance in here. So it gives people options for being able to afford the house they want. But it would cost the seller $10,548. Does that one make sense to everybody?
Yes.
Okay. And then when you click compare, it'll show the difference between a permanent buy down, a 3-2-1 buy down, and what the cost will be to the seller and what the savings will be. So that's another great calculator. There are a whole bunch. There's a new one. Let's see. The flip calculator is new. And so that would be one if you have someone looking at investment properties, and it'll do the cost of the house, how much the repairs will be, how much it will, how long they'll have to hold the property, how long it will take them, and then it'll give them a bottom line. It's like super fast and easy.
Let's open the flip calculator.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so the first thing we're doing conventional purchase price. We're gonna still do 500.
But this is owner occupied property, right? Flip after owning some time of period and then sell it back. Owner occupied, right? Okay.
Well, they're purchasing it to rehab it, so they're gonna flip it.
Mhm.
So I would not say that it's gonna be owner occupied, so you won't have the homestead exemption. The loan term, down payment, closing date, we're gonna change that to this one. We're gonna still do a month out. Now we're on rehab costs. So you would kind of estimate it. You can add itemized costs.
Mhm.
So let's say kitchen. I'll just show you how you can do that. So you can add itemized. So here it comes up with, you could say kitchen. And we're gonna do 25,000 for the kitchen. We're gonna do a bathroom remodel. People are getting away cheap. It depends, maybe they have good contractors and everything. And then you can do flooring. So you can itemize this all the way that you want.
Mhm.
And then the project end date will not be the closing date. So you're going to say, this is going to take us a couple months to get this all done. So we're going to pick the end of December. We're hoping to have this all done. And you're going to want to, they're going to want to sell it for $675,000. So we say next. Then we look at holding costs. There's an HOA on this one. That's $125 a month. Utilities, you can just estimate that's the only thing you can do with utilities. We're going to say 500. And then if there's anything else every month that they have to pay for. So we'll compute that. And it'll tell them their profit will be $46,612.75.
Awesome.
That's great.
So, yeah, this is a really great calculator for
Yeah,
people,
this is great.
investors. Yeah, the big thing is, you know, putting in the right rehab costs, what they're expecting. Always estimate high, of course, but it does tell them what their holding costs will be for taxes, insurance, HOA, utilities, and principal and interest.
Okay.
So anytime you're looking at this, you might want to just look at the new flags on them, because these are new calculators.
Mhm.
There's a home equity calculator.
So we didn't have this last time, right? Flip calculator and all.
No, the flip calculator was new last month, I believe.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, and I would recommend you'll get an email with the new marketing collateral every month,
Uh-huh.
and I would watch that video because it will show you, you know, they'll do different things, and they do the new marketing collateral based on what's happening pretty much nationally, but that's what our clients are thinking about, is what's in the news, what are we talking about. So that's why the buy now or buy later is a new calculator, because
Mhm.
people are on the fence. You know, do I want to spend 7% interest? They can still see, well, gosh, it makes a lot of sense. You know, even if you show them just 1 year, they can, you know, how much is their rent for that year if they're renters. So then when you click on premium, it does come up with the monthly marketing package video. So it'll tell you all the new things that came out in September.
Wow.
And then these are all, I believe, at the top in the app, or they might be on the bottom. It might be along the bottom. So these are the various premium pieces that you can do, and you can do a lot with these things. So, for example, the infographics, that's where we are. The Stanford. So here's waiting to buy. Let's click on that one.
This is like a e-flyer to your clients. So this is awesome. All the premium features, you get it by paying $9.99 a year.
Right.
And I want you to get like pretty much get familiar and used to it. And this is an awesome, awesome program, okay?
Yeah, so let's say you have a buyer who's looking in the $425,000 range, but they're on the fence. They're like, you know, how many of you have on the fence people right now? So click compute, and it will come up with what experts are saying about the housing market. So it has a little information. It has home price projection. It has current price projection. Well, of course, that's 0. These are what the experts are saying. Core Logic is saying, no, and these are national. But how much does that $425,000 home could cost based on current projections. So it's saying if prices go up, that house is going to cost you another $25,000. Gosh, that's your rent.
Oh.
Like, just buy the house. And then you can share that in a lot of different ways. They have suggested captions. So if you have your own hashtags like MRG Realty, you know, if you have your own, you can take some of these out. Like, you probably don't need Palm Agent in there. I don't know if it's in there. But this is for staying informed. And I'm going to tell you one other thing. One thing I learned from Tom Ferry that's, I think, huge is that we need to stop referring to our clients as past clients, like the ones who we've bought and sold with. Because when we change our mindset to they are clients always, then we're going to share information like this with them. And you're going to be more top of mind rather than just sending them a postcard every quarter that's unrelated. Another thing you can do with clients is go into Zillow, type in their address, get their Zestimate, do a screenshot of it, and text it to them and say, I have some thoughts about this. Do you know, what are you thinking? And that opens up dialogue with them that you're paying attention to what their house is doing. And gosh, I didn't know I was sitting on $1 million in equity. Maybe it is time to sell. So if you take nothing away from Tom Ferry, that one to me is one of the best tips, is to just stay in contact by letting them know what's happening with their house. You know, and I know a lot of you work with investors, but you know, same thing. I think with investors, we treat them more like our clients than we do the people who have bought and sold from us in the past. So we need to do that little mind shift of their clients. Anyway, so you can share this. You can share it through email. You can download the PDF. You can share it on Facebook. You can schedule it on Facebook. You can share it on LinkedIn.
No
I don't-
Instagram?
I'm sorry?
No Instagram?
I was wondering about that. It could be that I haven't put my Instagram on here.
Hmm.
But if you download it as a PDF or download the image, you can post it to Instagram too. Or like I have my Facebook automatically goes to Instagram. So if I just post it on Facebook, it automatically goes. And then if this is something that you're wanting to show to a lot of people, you can just click the little heart and it'll show up in your favorites, so you don't have to go searching for it. So this does have, this one does have Instagram on it.
Oh,
You can post to your Instagram story, or you can do a post. Another thing I recommend, I know some of you guys are doing videos, right?
yeah.
I would use this as a video and do it as a green screen or a green screen hand. Have you done a green screen hand?
What is it?
It's basically like the green screen, but you put the infographic on your hand. So while you're talking about it, you're just holding up your hand and you can point to the different parts of it. It's fun and everyone goes, how'd you do that? So that one's just called green screen hand. So yeah, these are all infographics that are in the system. And then we've got the swipeable infographics, which are a lot of the same infographics, but they'll have additional information on them. So these are showing the Facebook posts. What if I click Instagram story? Okay, so across the top, it's telling you what it's going to work for. So if you want to post to Instagram how housing inventory is measured, you can click on that one. And again, I think this one is a great one to create as a reel and to talk about it. So you can do your area name. We'll do Carrollton, Texas. Now, this is information you have to get from your MLS. What's the active listing count? It's probably not a lot. We're gonna do 38. It's probably more than that. But then how many houses were sold? 25. And you can compute this. So you can do this for any area, and then it comes up. Let me see if I can make this a little bigger. So then it says homes sold per month, 25, number of homes listed, absorption rate 66%. This also means that all homes will be gone in 2 months if no homes are added. So the monthly supply. So get your numbers from your MLS of different areas and share this. And again, you can copy the caption. And because it's swipeable, it has 3 different sections. So this one shows months of home inventory for sale, 2011 to today. And it just gives them additional information. And then the last page is your contact information. It doesn't have your phone number on it because you're sharing it to your own Instagram. Let's see. Keep my screen big. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. My computer is freaking out on me.
So big.
Is there a way to make this fast?
Take your time.
I'm clicking buttons and it's doing nothing. Let me just go back. I'm so sorry.
Okay,
Here's my
It's
Zoom.
okay.
I think that's about it. I mean, the premium, you can play a little bit with the app on your phone.
Right. And then there are personalized videos. So if you click on a personalized video, so here's the new waiting to buy video. And it's 39 seconds long.
No audio, you can hear it.
Oh, yeah, I have my audio playing. It's not talking about it. It's just
All right.
music.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just music. And then the last screen is your information.
Okay.
So all of these are great and I would recommend you use them all.
So if you need to personalize, you can add your photo, personal information.
Absolutely.
I didn't know, Josh, you're in there? I didn't know you're here. How are you? How are you, Josh?
Hi, Josh.
You have to turn on the microphone. Wait.
All right, now there we go.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to get the screen. My phone's acting a little weird on how you control it. But sorry I was late. I was in another meeting this morning. If anybody needs anything, let me know. But things have been picking up, and I appreciate your continued business. I love
All right.
working with you.
Of course. Yeah, thank you. Okay, any question, guys? It's been already an hour. So just make sure everybody open this app, and we're gonna do next meeting. Make sure you get this app and play a little bit, and if we have any question, I can forward it to Terry, and we share another Zoom meeting next time.
Well, and I'm happy to meet with anyone in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Hmm, okay.
So if anyone wants a personal time, to go over things, I can do that. I feel like I covered it pretty well, but I don't know how many of you were able to follow along, which I think is the best way, is to actually do it as I'm doing it. But yeah, I'm more than happy to be your resource. And, even if you come up with a question like, oh, I forgot how to do this, just call me or text me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, guys. And what else? Do we need to have another session for closing process and everything in sometime in October? I'll schedule with you, okay?
Yes.
Harry. Harry. You hear me? Okay.
I think Josh did a thumbs up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. I can certainly do that for you whenever you want.
Okay. Okay. Next month. All right. Thank you for joining our meeting, and see you pretty soon. Okay.
Thank you for having us.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you, Gary.
Bye.
Josh.
좀 잠깐만요. 나가지 마세요. 예. 아유, 나 알로 때문에 죽겠네. 아까 잠깐 케네스 씨가 들어왔다가 나갔네. 지금 없으시네. 스티브 씨, 지금 핸드폰이랑 그 랩탑이랑 두 개 다 켜놓으셨구나. 그래서 이게 왕왕왕 울렸구나, 아까. 그러고,
사장님, 여기 아까 지금 태위가 얘기한 것 중에서 바이다운이 뭔지 좀 얘기 좀 해주세요.
바이다운 1, 2, 3. 연도수가 바이다운 3까지 하면 4년 거까지. 그러니까,
근데 바이다운이라는 게
3년째까지.
말이 뜻이 뭐예요?
아, 이거 뭔 소리예요? 인트레스를 사는 거야, 돈으로, 업프런트로. 아까 만 얼마라고 돼 있잖아요. 예.
그거를 바이다운이라고. 오케이,
그래서
오케이.
손님이 그 론 오피서랑 상담하기 전에 우리가 이제 얘기할 수 있는 이 툴인데 너무너무 좋은 툴이죠. 그 이자율 때문에 페이먼트가 한 4,000불 이상 못 내요. 죽어도. 또 렌더 입장에서도 인컴이 얼마밖에 안 돼서 4,000불 모기지 페이먼트 내는 거 조건으로 론을 어프로벌 한다 그러면은 다운페이를 많이 하든가 아니면 이자율을 갖다가 바이다운을 해가지고 7%를 낼 걸 뭐 5점 몇 프로를 해가지고 론 컨트랙을 쓴다든가 할 때 그 비교 자료예요. 우리가 비교 자료를 줄 때는 지금은 바이다운이 그냥 가장 중요한 옵션이 돼버렸어요. 너무 높기 때문에. 다운페이를 많이 한다고 해서 많이 하고 월 페이먼트를 낮춰도 이자율이 워낙 높기 때문에 나중에 뭐 몇 년 후에 집을 되팔지 모르지만은 그런 것까지 손님이랑 상의를 해야 돼. 몇 년 정도 갖고 계실 거예요. 마켓이 한 5년 정도 있으면은 좋아질 것 같은데, 이런 경우에는 뭐 맥시멈으로 페이먼을 그 인컴이 되시면 맥시멈으로 페이먼을 내셔도 되는 것 같으면 내시고 은행에서 허락하는 아, 페이먼을 내다 보면 5년 되면 어차피 페이먼은 내려갈 테니까 그런 옵션을 하셔도 됩니다 할 때 하이 다운 많은 다운 페이먼을 할 것이냐 바이 다운을 할 것이냐 이런 옵션을 주는 거예요.
맨날 포인트라고만 말을 해가지고
네,
포인트는
포인트는
맨날 쓰는데 포인트 앤 바이 다운 is the same meaning.
네. 그래서 오늘 이거는 뭐 레지던셜에 한정된 툴이지만은 이 툴을 잘 쓰게 되면 몇 가지 필요 없는 것들을 안 쓸 필요가 없어져요. 모기지 칼큘레이터 일단 없어지고요. 그다음에 자기가 그 핸드폰에 있는 저번에도 잠깐 보여줬지만은 부동산에 관련된 앱들이 굉장히 많이 있다고. 어떤 때 어떤 걸 써야 되는지 모를 때 가장 먼저 어, 이제 부동산을 집을 설치하고 손님한테 리스팅을 보여주고 하는 거 그런 계통의 쇼잉 프로세스가 있고 두 번째는 우리가 부동산에 쓸 때 그 어포인먼을 쇼잉 어포인먼을 하고 락박스를 열고 뭐 하고 하는 그런 쪽이 있고 그 다음에 손님이 정해지고 손님이 그 집에 관심이 있다고 할 때는 그때부터는 뭐를 열어야 되냐? 피델리티 원 이 에이전트를 열어서 그때부터 이제 하면 되는데 그거 이전에 아까 프리미엄 섹션에 그런 마케팅을 위한 어떤 그런 자료들을 손님들한테 SNS나 이메일이나 이런 거 문자나 이런 걸 통해서 보여줄 수 있는 거를 지금같이 그 마켓이 좀 조용해졌다든지 이럴 때 많이 사용을 해서 손님을 확보를 해놓으세요. 그 사람들은 결국에 다시 주택시장에 다시 들어옵니다. 지금 잠깐 숨 고르고 있는 상태니까 계속 그런 걸 보여줘서 다른 에이전트랑 차별화 시키세요. 워낙 좋은 툴들이 많아서 밖에 어떤 에이전트들이 어떤 식으로 마케팅을 하고 있는지 모르지만은 광고, 애드버타이징 빼놓고는 다 이거예요. 현재 마켓을 갖다가 계속 설명을 해주고 또 아까 얘기했지만 그 에리아를 찍어서 현재 뭐 아까 28 리스팅이 나왔는데 뭐 몇 개가 팔렸고 하는 그런 데이터 같은 것들은 그냥 손님 눈을 어트랙트만 하면 돼요. 내가 살고 있는 동네에 아니면 또 내가 살고 싶은 동네의 상황이 어떻구나. 28개가 나오면 28개가 업소션 레이트가 100%구나. 내 눈대로 다 팔린다. 그럼 거기 핫한 거라고. 뭐 캐슬이나 뭐 이런 데 보면은 아직도 인벤토리가 그 one month supply밖에 안 돼요. 아까 2months 나와 있지만 안 팔린 데는 3months, 4months까지 늘어날 수 있지만은 그 absorption rate가 그 흡수율이죠. 마켓에 나와서 팔리는 걸 absorption rate라고 그러는데 그 레이스를 갖다가 우리가 MLS에 보면 트렌드라고 있죠. 트렌드에 와서 시리를 찍던지 집 코드를 찍어가지고 그 데이터를 갖다 옮겨 놓으면 그런 데이터 시시 그대로 손님한테 이메일을 보내거나 SNS에 보낼 수 있는 그런 자료가 그대로 인사말서부터 다 나와가지고 나간다고. 한국말로 카피 앤 페이스트 해가지고 한국말로 컨버트하면 뭐가 돼요? 한국말로 돼요. 좋죠? 뭐 챗 GPT를 한다든지 팝하고를 한다든지 해서 긁어서 한글로 트랜스퍼하면 한국 분들한테 가는 겁니다. 네? 이상이고요. 다른 내용은 없고 다음 주에 커머셜 SBA 할 거예요. 그러니까 다음 주 빠지 말고요. 질문 있습니까? 없죠? 네. 네, 오늘도 좋은 하루 보내시고 이번 달이 이제 다 가고 있어요. 다 가고 있고 회사에서 11월 말까지 전체 프로덕션을 다 뽑아서 연말에 그 시상하는 데이터를 11월 말까지 계산을 합니다. 그리고 이번 달 연말에서 12월 16일로 다시 재조정 됐다고 해요. 23일이 아니라 16일로 토요일이니까 그렇게 알고 계시고, 어스틴 분들은 미리 오시는 분하고 호텔방 때문에 미리 예약을 하려고 하니까 따로 제 개인 컨펌 좀 주세요. 식구들이 많이 오는 것 같으면은 무슨 레지던 수익 같은 거를 하려고 하니까 알려주시고, 어, 다음 주는 커머셜 미팅을 할 것이고, 요즘 많이 참여해 주셔가지고, 좋아요. 그리고 미팅이 뭐 들을 게 없다 할 때 안 나오시는 분들이 많으셨는데, 나도 노력해 가면서 좋은 내용으로 미팅할 수 있도록 매주 업데이트하고 좀 하니까 꼬박꼬박 나오세요. 꼬박꼬박 나오세요. 박사님 할 얘기 있어요? 할 얘기 있으면 해요.
아니, 없습니다, 오늘은요.
있어요. 오케이.
네,
그럼 들어가세요.
네,
바이바이.
감사합니다.
네.
네, 수고하셨습니다.